Right now at 6, for the first time in 30 years, Arcadia School District is putting a referendum on the ballot. The superintendent says they need to stay competitive to keep good teachers in a rural area. And a tuition-free opportunity. Some Winona students could get a degree at little or no cost.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The Arcadia School District is putting an operational referendum on the ballot for the first time in 3 decades. The district is asking voters in April to approve a $750,000 levy increase for the next 3 fiscal years. Arcadia's superintendent says the district has not seen any increases in state funding for the past 2 years, and inflation has forced them to use pandemic relief dollars to make ends meet. Lance Bagstad says a successful referendum would allow the district to make teacher and support staff wages more competitive and allow them to replace old buses in their fleet.
Certainly every year in small rural school districts, we're losing teachers either because of where we're located or because of the competitive wage. You know, fortunately, we are fairly competitive with our wages in Arcadia, but we want to remain competitive. We don't want to be in a spot where we're in a system where we're simply maintaining older buses because we can't make those purchases. Obviously, transporting kids safely to and from school is something our parents count on in the district, and we need to make sure we can stay ahead of that.
Bagstad says the district was supposed to buy 3 new buses in the past 2 years, but the funding gap made it impossible. If the referendum fails, the district will have to make cuts to popular programs.
It could include clubs. It could include, to some level, various athletic programming that we're able to offer. Certainly not looking at cutting any of those completely, but certainly we may have to cut back in some of those areas.
In the meantime, the district is planning a 20% budget cut in case the referendum fails, but that would be removed if the referendum were to pass. La Crosse County's Canvass Board officially certified results from Tuesday's primary election. The board went through all the votes for the state Supreme Court primary. And the votes for school board will be canvassed by the district, and the votes for La Crosse's open common council seats will be handled by the city. The county clerk says they wanted to get this canvass done soon so they can prepare for that April election.
We actually pushed this up. Usually we wait till Monday to do it, but we're doing it Friday just because of the quick turnaround before we have to get ballots ready for the April election. So we just moved the canvas up a little bit to get the results quicker to the state so they can turn around and get us the ballot order for the April election.
Dankmeyer says it took the board about 2 hours to go through that process today. Well, of course, the last couple of days were basically a winter wonderland for the entire region. And I think all of us, Eric, would love a little warm up to raise some spirits and raise the temperature over the weekend, but you got some good news in that department?
As you shall receive, the first day of meteorological spring is April 1st.
Okay.
Now, we know March is Mother Nature's wild card. We can still have snow, we can still have rain, what have you. So there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, I'll take it. Any hope at all.
In terms of highs for today, good evening, everybody. We were in the teens and 20s. Prairie du Chien and Boscobel, you guys were in the mid-20s. We made it to 18 here in La Crosse after a morning start of 4 degrees below zero. 36 and 18 is where we should be for this time of year. 59 was the record high set back in 1931, and 18 is where we are right now with the wind starting to pick up out of the north at 5 miles per hour. It feels like 11 degrees out there. Temperatures across the area still in the teens and 20s, mid-20s from Prairie du Chien over towards Boscobel. 18 is the current temperature in Viroqua, 18 Decorah, 18 Winona, 11 in Eau Claire, 13 in Ladysmith. But again, you factor in that feels like temperature. Look at Preston and Decorah. 5 degrees and 9 degrees respectively, 18 in Black River Falls, 18 in Volk Field. Now the radar scan, this is kind of giving a little bit of a false return. Some of this snow, especially from Eau Claire to just north of Black River Falls, is actually not hitting the ground. It is being picked up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We'll talk about that coming up in the next check weather. Also, Ken, in the next check weather, we're going to talk about the weekend warm-up, if you will, because there is a caveat.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Sunday, how that's the pick of the weekend, but there is a caveat to that forecast as well. So there's a whole kind of a mess this weekend, if you will. Some good, some not good.
Okay, a couple of wrinkles to look forward to.
Just a little.
All right, we await it. Thanks very much, Eric. On the news side of things, a La Crosse Fire Division chief has completed 29 years of service. Today marks Division Chief of Training Todd Adams' first day of retirement. Adams started his career in La Crosse back in 1994 and has since had influence on many programs and teams at the fire department. Adams says when he looks back on his career, he'll remember the influences others have had on him.
You leave the job and you see what you've done, the impact you've had, but it's really truly the people you've worked with that have impacted you.
Along with colleagues, Adams' friends and family went to Fire Station 1 to celebrate him. Minnesota State College Southeast is launching a 3-year tuition-free pilot program. All students in the Winona Area Public Schools District or homeschool program who will graduate between 2023 and 2025 will be eligible for free tuition at MSC Southeast. Students will also receive a stipend for textbooks and other supplies. According to the president of MSC Southeast, this program is all thanks to investors.
They're investing in youth in the community, and they know that it's going to help our high schools, it's going to help our college, and it's going to help the community at large.
Winona Health and Gunderson Health System were 2 of the 8 investors funding this program. If you'd like more info on the high schools included in the College Opportunity Program, just head to news8000.com. Middle school students got a first-hand look at the world of engineering today. Kids from Holman Middle School took a trip to Train Technologies. It's part of Engineers Week, or E-Week. Kids are learning how engineers make a difference in their everyday lives. A Train engineer says visits like these give young people exposure to some future possibilities.
Inside of engineering, it really gives the next generation the ability to drive technological advances and innovations to really build a more sustainable future.
Students used Lego bricks to build cars and create instructions. They also got a tour of the development lab so they can see the tools that engineers use each and every day. A local museum is celebrating its own history. From 9 to 5 tomorrow, the Children's Museum of La Crosse is throwing a party for its 24th birthday. The gathering will have giveaways, food, and live music from Hans Meyer. We have more information on news8000.com. Still ahead, the price of a breakfast staple will continue rising, and it's not eggs. Orange growers in Florida are struggling after some severe storms and diseases. And later, middle schoolers are learning from the past with in-depth projects for National History Day.
In the Northland, the future belongs to everyone, so we created the all-time best-selling SUV for everyone, Ford Explorer. With an available 3-liter EcoBoost V6 engine that delivers 400 horsepower in one stylish package. Because the SUV of the future is made for the Northland. Ford Explorer. Drive one today. Now get 0% financing for 36 months plus $1,000 in open trade assist on Explorer, Edge, and Escape. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's spring workwear event is going on now, featuring rugged name brand workwear and footwear at unbeatable prices. Right now, earn $25 in Carhartt bucks when you spend $125 on Carhartt gear. Our entire stock of Wells Lamont gloves are 25% off for rewards members. And men's work and sport pocket tees are buy one, get one free. Plus, don't miss this weekend's snack sampling event to try our sweet, salty, snackable selection.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
Courage, the ability to triumph over your fears. Being scared, but trusting yourself to go for it anyway. The willingness to step out of your comfort zone, no matter the consequence. Daring to do what others around you won't. It takes courage to put the best of yourself on the line. Find your courage.
As if we're not already saying ouch after looking at our grocery receipts, the price of a breakfast staple is set to skyrocket. CBS's Christian Benavides explains why orange juice prices are going to keep going up.
And this is from Greening.
That's from Greening.
This fruit's from Greening.
John Barbin is a fourth-generation farmer, and like most other Florida citrus growers, supply is running low.
Supply is going down.
In fact, the USDA projects Florida will have its worst year for citrus production since the Great Depression. Devastating storms in 2022 stripped trees. Hurricane Ian alone led to $250 million in losses, according to the University of Florida. But growers are facing another major problem called citrus greening disease.
Greening is sort of like cancer. Some live with it, others, it gets them in a week.
Greening causes oranges to fall prematurely, and once a tree is infected, there's no cure.
Pre-greening, a tree like this would get you 2 to 3 boxes of oranges. Now, it takes 2 trees just to fill up 1 box.
That is leading to more expensive orange juice at the grocery store. Prices are up 9.1% in the past year, according to Nielsen IQ.
In the state of Florida, they're going to be producing 60% less citrus than what they produced last year.
Patrick Penfield is professor of supply chain management at Syracuse University and expects prices to keep rising.
It's a supply and demand issue. There's just not enough oranges.
I've got 2 sons.
Barbin now wonders if these groves will hold on for the next generation.
You've told your kids that, hey, listen, maybe this is not going to be around for you.
Yeah, my kids and I, we've had that discussion.
Other growers may be having that same discussion because right now the citrus crisis in Florida seems to have no end in sight. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Sebring, Florida.
Scientists are working on treatments to save trees from citrus greening disease, but for right now, there's still no cure. Well, after the break, Black community members helped students read their hearts out today. We take a visit to Hinchin Elementary, where nearly 50 people volunteered to get connected with La Crosse's youth.
All right, so here's what's on the menu on the other side of the break. That snow's chance small will be in the forecast for tonight. We'll talk about a weekend warm-up with a little bit of a caveat, and March begins on Wednesday. We'll break everything down in the First Warn forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Give any room a fresh look with the beauty and durability of tile from Mohawk. Find the tile that's right for you and save big money. Right now, these 12 by 12 tiles are 11% off. Complete your tiling job with professional quality installation products from Tech. Power Grout is stain resistant and never needs sealing. Pick up this bag of Power Grout for $18.99 after rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. Now, get 2.9% financing for 60 months plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
I've practiced personal injury law for 4 years.
For 20 years.
For 32 years.
But I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
And I don't handle divorces.
The law profession is broad and complex.
I focus my career on one thing.
Helping injured people.
All I do every day
is help injured people get the compensation that they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde,
that's how we get results.
I've never been afraid to express myself, to create a life I love. I worried cancer could steal my spark and become my identity. But UW Health designed custom treatments just for me. And now, my legacy, it's still in the making. Because standard, well, that's never been my style. UW Health, remarkable.
Connection. It's baked into everything we do. And with Perkins Butcher Block,
It's a great time to gather around the table. Starting at just $9.99, dig into all our mouth-watering favorites, from steaks to hearty breakfasts and more. And don't forget a fresh baked pie from our bakery. Save time and order online at perkinstogo.com.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Teachers and students at Hinchin Elementary are honoring the Black community with a school-wide celebration. It's an event called Read Your Heart Out. It aims to raise awareness about African-American culture by inviting Black volunteers to read books to students. Hinchin Elementary goes all out for this event. The day kicked off with an all-school meeting and a special performance from the UWL Drumline. Nearly 50 guest readers came in to volunteer for this. The school principal says a celebration like this can unite kids with role models in the Black community.
It's a great opportunity to bring our families into our building, to bring community members who represent our African American community, and for the kids in our school to see themselves in texts, in books, and to see themselves in our community and just feel connected.
This was Hinchin's 4th year hosting this event, but Read Your Heart Out was actually originally created by a Madison teacher nearly 20 years ago. 8th graders at Holman Middle School are showing off their skills as researchers for National History Day. Students presented their final product with these displays. Since November, over 300 students have been thoroughly researching the topic of their choice. Teachers say their students have put in a lot of time for these projects, from writing to research, and the work they put in, great preparation for their futures.
I think there are a lot of skills that students take away from this that help them to prepare for high school and even beyond. Because it's not just an informational project, students need to learn to think very critically and analytically.
This year's topic is Frontiers in History. Today's showcase included projects about frontiers in science, sports, and more. One 8th grader chose Ruth Bader Ginsburg for her exhibit. She says the icon has been a major inspiration in her life.
She has been a great, role model and example for me, and she's really influenced my life and kind of everyone's life, I believe.
All projects were reviewed and evaluated by judges, and the students with the top projects move on to regionals at UWL. There's new research on one of La Crosse's most accomplished Black community members. George Pogue was the first Black American to medal in the modern Olympics. And tomorrow, Dr. David Waters is presenting new research on the athlete at the La Crosse Area Heritage Center. The event is free for Historical Society members and $5 for non-members. The presentation begins at 1 p.m. Space is limited, so the Society is encouraging those who want to join in to register on the Historical Society's website. Time to switch it up, talk some weather with meteorologist Eric Dean.
You know, Ken, I have to say the meteorologist is like the most picked on person here. If there's good news, we get the emails, we get the Facebook messages, we get the whole 9 yards. If there's bad news, you know what we get? The emails, the Facebook messages, and the whole 9 yards. We get blamed no matter what we do.
Either way.
So, you know what? I figured what better way just to please everybody. So I have good news and bad news.
Oh, okay, there we go.
There we go. Good evening, everybody. We'll go ahead and start with the good news. Spring. March 1st is the first day of meteorological spring. If we can take the graphics full screen there. March 20th is the astronomical first day of spring. All right, so there's some good news. That means we're going to start warming up and we'll see, the rain instead of snow. But now here's where I'm going to get booed. Because look at this. March 12th is when daylight saving time begins, and that's when we set our clocks ahead 1 hour. Case in point. Take a look outside right now. We have cloudy skies out there. 18 degrees is the current temperature. Ken, do you hear that? I think that's everybody else in the viewing area booing me now. Feels like 11 out there. Winds are out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at the radar scan, and I want to draw your attention to the northern zone, especially towards Eau Claire, because when you zoom in, it looks like it's snowing in Eau Claire. But when we take a look here at the camera, it's not the case. We have cloudy skies. That temperature is 11. We have that light northwesterly wind, and visibility sitting at 10 miles. So what this is telling me is that the radar is actually picking up precipitation in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is not hitting the ground at all. So you're seeing cloudy skies. Now, here's what I'm going to keep an eye on as we go into the next several hours. Is this guy right here towards Waterloo. This is going to push its way up and over into the Coulee region as we go into the next several hours. In terms of accumulation, not much. I think we'll see some places maybe a quick ½ inch, maybe a quick 3/4 of an inch. I don't think it's going to be much. So let's talk about what's going to take place this weekend. High pressure is going to be in control for Saturday. That's what's going to allow us to warm up. this is what I'm going to keep an eye on right here as we go into Sunday night and Monday. And when this pushes through, it's going to do a couple things. First of all, it's going to shift the wind. And second of all, it's really going to ramp up that precip chance. And we'll time everything out with Sky Tracker. So there's that snow chance I was talking about by 9 o'clock across the central zones from Winona over towards Volk Field. You'll be seeing it by 11 o'clock. Eau Claire will see it, and by 1 a.m. it's out of here. For Saturday, we'll start the day off with mostly cloudy skies. The clouds quickly dissipate in the afternoon and evening hours, making for a beautiful Saturday with temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. And then we have to talk about that low pressure system I was just referring to. So keep an eye on Sunday. We'll start the day off with sunny skies. Precip chances start to pick up. That's Sunday night going into Monday. So the precip chances will really continue as we go into Monday. Some of this, especially in our northern zones, may see a little bit of a wintry mix. Here's the caveat I was talking about for tomorrow. So yeah, we're going to go to 31 degrees with mostly sunny skies. But this is a number you want to dress for if you have plans. Look at 8 o'clock. That feels like temperature below 0 towards Ladysmith as well as Eau Claire, single digits from Black River Falls to Viroqua, Boscobel. You'll see it feels like temperature of 5. As we go into the afternoon hours, single digits and teens will be the rule with that southerly wind in play, and that trend will continue for the most part as we go into the mid to late evening hours. We'll go to 41 on Sunday. Don't cancel your outdoor plans for Sunday. That's actually the pick of the weekend, but that rain chance will pick up in the evening and overnight hours, and that trend will continue for Monday. Tuesday, we'll see a high of 38. Wednesday, March 1st, we'll see a high of 38. And then Saturday, we'll see a high of 43 degrees with partly cloudy skies. You know what Saturday is? What's Saturday? March 4th.
Oh, very good. Thanks a lot, Eric Dean. Coming up next in sports, day 2 of individual state wrestling in Madison. The best wrestlers all trying to punch their ticket to the finals on Saturday. Kate Overton's got a preview of tonight's action from Madison. That's next.
Visit the Early Bird Home Show, going on now at the Ford Store Home Improvements. Lowest prices of the year on your 2023 project. Windows, bathrooms, and more.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $1,250 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $3,250 total cash allowance.
You've got a problem. Your furnace is not working. There's a simple fix for that. Well, simple for us. We are G&T Heating and Air Conditioning, and we are experts in fixing your furnace. We have been serving the Cooley region for over 25 years and have the best service techs in the area. They are friendly too. We service all makes and models. If you want fast, reliable service, just give us a call. We are happy to help.
Call G&T. The best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Extremist Dan Kelly wants abortion banned, even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. For years, Kelly was on the payroll of a radical anti-abortion group working to take away women's rights. On the court, Kelly will uphold Wisconsin's 1849 criminal abortion ban that strips women of their freedom to make personal decisions on abortion. Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Day 1 of the individual state wrestling tournament is in the books, and now we move on to day 2. The action gets more intense, the stakes are even higher, and a trip to the state final is now on the line. Our Kate Overton has been all over it in Madison as the action continues in the semifinals.
Yeah, Rob, there's been some top-level wrestling here at the Kohl Center, but the fun is only beginning. We have 15 more wrestlers going at it again tonight with a spot on the finals on the line. We showed you Preston Crotterville last night from Holman securing his spot. We also had 3 girls secure their spot in the semifinals, but today was about divisions 2 and 3. Prairie du Chien had a handful of kids going at it, including 3-time state champion Rhett Koenig. Just check out his awareness on the mat. Keeps his toes in bounds, secures the takedown as he would move on to his 4th straight semifinal. His teammate Luke Kramer also had his first match of the tournament, first period, in a bit of a scramble, but Kramer gets the takedown to go on top. He'd end up winning this one 3-2. The Blackhawks have 3 in the semifinals. GET had 3 quarterfinal matches, but everyone fell just short. And in Division 3, how about Blair Taylor's Jackson Tramick? Battling blood, a hurt knee, and a tough opponent, but it doesn't matter. The Wildcats have themselves a semifinalist. And for the rest of Division 3, it was dominated by the Aquinas Blue Gold. 7 wrestlers into the semifinals, including last year's state champion Jake Fitzpatrick, who's hoping for title number 2. And then there's 2 freshmen into the semis, Roger Flegge and Tyson Martin. They've also got Calvin Hargrove, David Moline, Tate Flegge, and Brady Leonard. All of these guys are just 2 wins away from achieving their goal and being named state champion. Should be a fun one tonight, and we'll have the highlights later. Rob?
Thank you, sir. He'll have that semifinal action tonight on a jam-packed edition of the News 8 Now Highlight Zone. And on the hardwood tonight, it's all about the young ladies. Regionals continuing all throughout the Cooley region. Aquinas and Luther going at it. Melman Bangor also clashing in Division 4. Central and Onalaska are both at home. Check out Division 5. Blair Taylor, the top seed there. Alma Center Lincoln also in action. Hornets hosting Cashton tonight. Those are just a few of the games we're covering, and we can't forget about UWL. They're at home at Mitchell Hall against UW-Whitewater in the WIAC semifinal. It's going to be awesome.
That's a loaded schedule. I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
All right. Thanks a lot, Rob.
You got it.
We will be right back.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Used car prices have dropped an average of 10% from last year's high. With live market pricing at Dahl Auto and the area's largest inventory with over 330 pre-owned vehicles, now is the time to buy. Start shopping at DahlAuto.com.
Us. This isn't us. Is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other? And when our phones have turned us into this? LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes.
Feels good.
And let's find us again. US Cellular, built for us.
If you enjoy watching bald eagles, Prairie du Chien is the place to be, with great ways to view local flocks, as well as bald eagles migrating through the area. A great time to visit is during the Prairie du Chien Bald Eagle Appreciation Days. Learn from area eagle and birding experts about the bald eagle and where to see them, plus many great activities for kids and more. Plan your visit to Prairie du Chien and Bald Eagle Appreciation Days, February 24th and 25th in Prairie du Chien. For more information, go to prairieduchien.org.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
One final look at the next 8 days. Precip chances Sunday. Actually, that's the pick of the weekend. That rain chance is going to be in the evening and overnight hours into Monday, and then rain chances again Wednesday and Thursday. Overall, not a bad weekend. Just level.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Eric. And thank you all for joining us tonight at 6. We appreciate it. We'll see you at 10 for a jam-packed highlight zone.